YouTube, what is up? Today we're going to be doing Pickems. We did China yesterday, so now it's time for EMEA. Starts in like 5 days. It starts on the 15th, so it should be really fun. Before I get into this, I have got an ad read from myself and Minnie, so I'm going to play that right now, and then we'll get straight into it. Coach Potatoes. 2 ex-coaches making playbooks for your team or Premier team. We show you how the best teams approach maps and even give you POV links to copy the strat yourself. As head coaches, we have attended 11 international events, came top 4 in over 70% of them, including a combined 2 Masters wins. We have old strats, new strats, and some really over-the-top strats that even some tier 2 teams have decided to try out. Also, unique lineups made by us, the pro teams Heretics and Gen G used in their 2024 run. We have recently added Pearl, showcasing some nice stuff you might see in Tier 1 this year, and we made our Ascent and Sunset playbook for free, so you can go check that out on Patreon now. Also, just released How to EG Play Fracture. Go check it out if you want to for $10 a month at Patreon/CoachPotatoes. So go check out Coach Potatoes if you want to. We've done a free guide as well where you can farm as many kills as you want with this combo. Just deadlock into AO damage. It's a little bit broken. It really is. Go check that out as well if you want to farm. That's free at the moment. So yeah. Okay, EMEA. We have first game Team Liquid against... Thank you for that. Team Liquid against Koi. And... This is going to be dependent on map for sure, but I'm going to go with Team Liquid just because I think the roster's better. The thing at the moment is Teo's going to be live for this, so it's kind of going to be whoever cooks the most. But I know the coaches in Liquid like to cook a little bit, so I'm going to go with Liquid. If I'm Koi here, I'm bringing out some mad comms, and maybe they can take it. So that's kind of what I'd be looking from on the Koi side. I think all the underdogs should try something a little bit crazy, like at least push Teo on a couple of maps. Okay, then we got Na'Vi against K-Corp, and K-Corp are pretty much proven. Well, if we go back to last kickoff, right, they were proven in terms of end coach to be able to have set strats that were good enough to get them through this kind of format. So I'm going to go with them. First of all, I think they have a better team in terms of roster. And second of all, in terms of a format like this, they should come up with enough stuff that is good enough set strats to take them over the line. I hope that Eng does more cooking than Sadak. Some of Sadak's stuff is very hit or miss, at least when I look at the old Loud stuff. A lot of Eng stuff hits, but it can get antied pretty hard. But obviously for the first game, it should be so fine. That's what I'm going to go with there. This one's a little bit harder. Giant X against BBL. This is a very 50-50 game. I know BBL won in the off-season tournament, but it was home crowd. And when I look at this, I do just think that Giants has the better roster. Out of a lot of these like new rosters, I think the Giants as maybe one of the better ones in terms of like the tier 2 talent that they picked up. So I'm going to go with this one. Apologies, Yampy. I know you'll be watching this. But yeah, I just think the Giants have the edge just because of their roster. I think it's a stacked roster. I really do. And I'm hoping that this is the year where we see Purpo deliver, because he hasn't really delivered to the level that I know he can, that he used to do in practice. So I'm thinking that this might be the year we actually see it, because again, it's a stacked roster and it doesn't have many holes in the roster itself in terms of weak points. Then we have Gentle Mates against Apex. Apex still haven't announced their 5th. I'm thinking Gentle Mates should be fine here. I just think they have a better roster as well. So not too many surprises here, I think. There's a couple of 50-50 games. I think the Team Liquid Koi could be a lot closer than people think. So again, especially if Koi tries some stuff. And BBL Giants could go either way. Then we got Foot against Liquid. And Liquid would have shown some stuff. And Foot, I finally believe this is the year where they they play to all their strengths. They play a lot of KO. Like, I think this should be a good year for Foot. I do think the change from Zeus to CNED is an upgrade, just purely with how CNED's been playing like the last 2 years. It's never lived up to the 2021 days for sure. And I think Zeus is unbelievable. So I'm excited for Foot here. Apologies to Liquid, but yeah, I just kind of believe in this team for this year. I think we see them at champs. And we have, dude, this is a stacked one. Because K-Corp against K-Corp against Vitality. This is the stacked super team in terms of a lot of big names on Vitality. Do I have them losing to K-Corp because they're so good at these kind of kickoff tournaments? First game. For people that are watching this, in terms of like my thoughts on Vitality, I do think that going to the end of the year, they'll be second best in EMEA, but I think they're going to have a slow start. So slow that they're going to lose to K-Corp? I don't know. Should be K-Corp. Especially with like a couple of them. If they get lucky here, there's like 3 maps where they can watch them. And then they got an extra bit of demos. But that's where I'm going to go with. Fnatic against Giants. Even though Fnatic obviously have got a hit not having Leo. Crashies is obviously very good, but he's not Leo. And then the thing that I will say for Fnatic, new agent that really fits what they were going for. ISO Yoru on a lot of maps. You put the Teo in there. It combos well with the ISO. It combos really well with the Yoru. You can TP to a lot of positions. You got that flash that you needed. Got double entry. You've got the double damage for the actual damage of the Teo. So you can have a lot of good just map control and just defaults. You could have some crazy fast strats. And I think the map pool's really good for Fnatic. Very good on Fracture. Historically pretty good at Lotus, but it was a little bit inflated by people in EMEA not knowing how to play against it. But it's still, I mean, we're in the EMEA, so still might not know how to play against it. So yeah, I'm looking at Fnatic leaning pretty heavy into Yoru, ISO, Teo as like a trio, and then Astra as well, and then you kind of fill that 4th spot with whatever. Maybe even some Vice in there. I'm not sure. Okay, then we have Team Heretics against Gentlemates. I'm not going to go too deep on this one. I just think that Heretics will be good. Proven coach stuff looking really good. Proven team. And they're good when they're good at changing stuff up. That was proven last year. They can change stuff up when they need to. Then we've got Gentlemates against Koi. I'm going to go with Koi on this one. Again, I think that Koi is going to have a couple of maps that are really good. And I do just think, even though that I have these near the lower end of EMEA, I do just think that the Koi roster is a little bit better. But yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to go with Koi. This one could definitely be wrong here. Giant X against Na'Vi. That's a hard one. Wait, why is Giant X? Okay, yeah, because they play Fnatic. I'm going to go with Giants here, I think. Dude, I just lost a lot of faith in Na'Vi as an org after that Doom Bros thing. Call me a hater, but I kind of am hating a little bit. I think it's one of the most mad decisions I've ever seen. I think I'm holding that against the roster a little bit, which I shouldn't be. It's just so hard to get out of my head that they just make... I mean, someone in management just makes really bad decisions. So I'm going to go with Giants on this one. Again, I just think that the roster's really good. This team has a lot of potential to do way better than what people think. So that's what I'm going to go for. Then we've got K-Corp against BBL. I think K-Corp should be fine. Liquid against Apex. I think Liquid should be fine. Pretty much where I go to this one. Damn, I already have BBL losing into... BBL should... It could go so much better for them if they win that. If they win that, they would play Na'Vi, and then I would have them beating Na'Vi. Yeah, so maybe they do a little bit better than I thought here. Again, I think BBL might take some time to get to where they can go. And then what should we do? The top first? Sure. Foot against Vitality. Is this where Vitality fall? They have to fall at one point, I think, in this. Because if I'm sticking with my narrative, they have to fall. They have to fall at 1 point before the grand finals. I kind of think they would win this. When I look at the roster, it's just so strong that I'm like, did this team not just be beating? It should be beating Foot. They should be beating Foot. What do I do? Am I clicking Vitality? I might come back to this. I'm not 100% set on it. Yeah, I might come back to this. Heretics against Fnatic. I trust that the coaching staff of Heretics should know how to play against the Yoru ISO stuff that I imagine we see. So I'm going to back Neil and Weber for that one. Yeah, again, I'm going to come back to the Foot Vitality. I'm not 100% set on it. Boy against Giant X. I think I'm going to have the Giant X belief still. And then K-Corp against Liquid. I'm going to have the... Am I going to have the belief that K-Corp should be winning this? This one's kind of close as well. K-Corp. Again, format-wise, it should work really well. I just don't know if we're going with Sadak comps or if we're going with N comps. I'm going to say we're going for Sadak comps. And I think that Liquid might win that. I talked a big game over here how like this format's really good for K-Corp. But I think when you put a new IGL in, you kind of let him take the reins. Which means that I'm not 100% confident in the comps because they normally have flaws in them, even though sometimes they're pretty good. Like the Sky, Harbor, Viper stuff is obviously very, very good, but we haven't had a hit since then. So I'm actually going to go with K-Corp crashing out pretty early. Then Foot Vitality. I said we'll come back to this. I'll stick Vitality in there. Sure, I think this is okay. Foot against Giants, Foot should be fine. Fnatic against Liquid, Fnatic should be fine. And then we have... Sure, I think Fnatic will get... Dude, I can't have Heretics and Fnatic again. They probably should... Do Fnatic just get completely outclassed by Vitality? That's like the question. They could do. Chronicle Alpha. No, dude, Alpha's gonna be on ISO. I feel like I'm taking no risks here. This is looking like a 2022, well, 2023 run. Well, it's looking like a 2024 run, because Heretics is here. Am I really just doing nothing crazy? We have a couple of crazy, like Liquid over K-Corp is maybe a little bit crazy. Giants maybe winning some. But when we get to the end... Fnatic, wait. Okay. I'm gonna go with Vitality. Even though I said I'm gonna have a slow start. Dude, I think I'm gonna change everything. I think I might have them losing to... No, they outclass Foot. Outclass Foot, it's okay. I'm gonna... Dude, this is hard. If we actually get this, this is gonna be an awesome game. There's two things. Okay, the reason that I'm kind of contemplating in my head is Vitality. I think they're going to have a slow start to the year, but just because it's a new team, there's a lot of stuff to learn. Fnatic, I'm worried about Kayak. He hasn't played as good on LAN. Pressure games as well. He goes missing a little bit from the small data we have. Only small data. So with that, I'm going to go with Vitality, I think. These are just proven players. This is a hard one, dude. And I honestly think we might get this as well. I honestly think it might go here. Foot might change it up, but... We either get it in lower round 4 or lower final. Let's go with... Oh, man. Let's go with, let's have Heretics winning, first of all. Let's get one down. The Heretics are going to win whoever goes there. And let's go for... Sure, let's go for Fnatic. And Kayak doesn't go missing. And Alpha carries. Yeah, okay. We'll leave it at that. I think that's okay. I can heavily see Vitality being here, to be honest. As much as I think they're gonna have a slow start, I just think the roster's so good that when I do like head-to-heads in my brain, I feel like Vitality always come out on top. But yeah, let's have a better belief in Kayak. What's my maddest one here? My maddest one here is... I mean, let me know in the comments what you think my maddest one here. My maddest one here is probably Corp Liquid. No offense to Liquid. Apologies when you guys watch this. I think that's my maddest one. Alright, let me know in the comments if you disagree, if you think there's a madder one. And yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow, China, if you want to check it out. Peace, everyone. See you soon.